Hello, everyone, and hello, Sunday with Steve. My name is Vitaliy Usten. I'm an attorney. Been practicing for a little over 10 years now. I mainly practice civil litigation and personal injury law. Civil litigation, mainly contract disputes with big businesses suing each other, as well as personal injury, anything from car accidents, slip, trip, and falls, construction accidents, things like that.
That's
My
great.
office, I'm located in Forest Hills, Queens, and I practice currently in New York and New Jersey.
Perfect, perfect. So with all this AI talk everywhere, right? I'm in finance. I know people in accounting. I know people in doctors' offices, pharmacies, law firms, everywhere. People talk about AI, how people using AI, ChatGPT, Claude, all these other platforms. And what would you say, in your opinion, is the biggest risks for attorneys to heavily, heavily rely on the AI in terms of research?
The best part of this answer is it's actually not in my opinion. There's actually already cases where attorneys have gotten in trouble for solely relying on AI in their pleadings, in their motions with the court, and in the court when reviewing their papers has seen, as we call, for example, if ChatGPT or maybe another type of AI hallucinates and makes up a fraudulent case, a case that doesn't exist. And as the court is reviewing this, they see that the attorney is pleading in his case, in support of his motion or support of his document, a case that doesn't exist. And let me tell you, the headlines and the news I've seen with this, it really upsets the court. The court, especially now, since they're seeing more and more of this, they are fighting back. They're making examples out of attorneys and law firms, and they're doing something called a public censure, where they're actually releasing it in their, I guess, in the bar and bar associations online, that this attorney has been publicly censured because they're relying on AI and they don't proofread their pleadings. So you can get fined. I don't think an attorney has been suspended from their license or anything that severe yet. That kind of is extreme for a court to do at this point, but there have been fines anywhere from 2,500 all the way up to $10,000.
Wow.
You
That's
know, and then the attorneys have to save face, issue a public apology, and the courts don't want to hear the answers of, oh, I'm sorry, I relied on AI or I didn't proofread. We have an obligation of proofreading, and we can't say, oh, it was my paralegal's fault, it was the AI's fault, or anything like that. We don't have that excuse as attorneys. When we file something, I know on my e-filing system with New York State, I even have to check before I hit the final submit button that I've proofread, I'm in compliance with all of the law, and I'm not just filing things blindly.
That's perfect. Just today, I heard somebody saying AI should not stand for artificial intelligence. It should say actual intelligence, which is case
I
to the
like that.
point. But in
Yeah.
terms of the other side of things, right? So personal injury, for example, if somebody gets in an accident, obviously they need an attorney. But a lot of times now, people, even doctors, diagnosis, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT," and a lot of times ChatGPT is simply wrong, as you just said before, that making up cases. Would you
Yeah.
suggest people do their own research using Google ChatGPT and just go with that, or do you think they
I
still need to go to?
I think it's a good starting point, and I think it's not bad to kind of have AI point you in the right direction and kind of also tell you what to question or where to go. But I don't believe you should solely rely on it because, as we know, I think we all have ChatGPT at this point. It even says ChatGPT makes mistakes. Do not rely on it. So they're not there yet. I don't think any of the AIs are. I have Claude, I have ChatGPT, I have Gemini on Google, and yeah, we can't trust them fully yet. And I don't think even when they are 100%, we should trust them fully. We should also, as humans, think for ourselves and do our own research as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What
Yeah.
about in terms of like job? I know you have a lot of paralegals working for you, and they do a lot of research. And sometimes I heard somewhere that, this one research could take weeks, if not months, and then they load it all in ChatGPT again or whatever the AI platform, it spit out the answer that you needed. Obviously needed to be verified, but it was within minutes. Like, do you see in the next 3 to 5 years that job as a paralegal just not even going to be there, or is it going to be in different capacity? In your
I can see that for sure. I haven't seen software for attorneys completely that will replace a paralegal, but I do see it going that way because if the AI bot can do all the tasks for you, for example, I'll give you a personal injury example. My cases are my client gets injured, they treat, and and my office has to keep getting their medical records. So if you can program the AI to reach out to the medical office and request that once a month to update your records, you no longer need that assistant to do it for you. And that is a simple task that can be done with AI. So I do see that happening for sure. But more complicated things like litigation and drafting motions for me to review as the attorney, I wouldn't rely on it yet, but it can go there. And especially if they integrate the AIs with LexisNexis, the legal research, or Westlaw, which actually, has all the correct case law. It won't hallucinate because that's where everything is reported to. If they connect it with that and it becomes more reliable, for sure, we're not going to need the administrative assistants, the paralegals. Of course, the AI can't go to court for you yet and argue and do a trial. And hopefully they never will, because then I'll be out of business.
which leads me to the next question, finding the right attorney. Like, what would you say the right criteria, like if you need an attorney, right? But you are yourself the attorney, but what would you look for in attorney? Like obviously, people nowadays they go again to AI or to Google to do reviews. But what is the most important traits of the good attorney that people could trust? Because a lot of times, like especially in your field, people really is their lives depend on it, right? So what would people need to look for in attorney? And you have 10 years experience, and if somebody needs to reach out to you also, how would they go about that?
So you're asking just a general person what they should look for when looking for an attorney,
Yeah.
AI not included, correct?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Real person, actual
What
intelligence.
what I like to say and counsel people searching for an attorney is make sure obviously they have experience. Okay. I also like the service I provide and this type of service when you're dealing with an attorney. I don't like too big of a firm because I kind of like to be able to speak with the actual person and not just their assistants. So it's when you're dealing with, I think, too big of a firm, and my preference is more of a boutique firm that whenever you call, there's someone there to answer you that knows what they're talking about, the actual person handling your file. So I kind of like that experience. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I feel like you get more of a proper experience, especially with my fields. My cases are not too short, especially personal injury. You're talking about anywhere from 1 year up to 5, 6 years. So at that point, you already have a relationship with your client. You know what they're going through, you know all their injuries, their difficulties, and it's nice to have that. You know what I mean? But in other aspects, what to look for is someone who actually has trial experience, because you want to have an attorney that doesn't just settle a case quickly. They have the capability of taking the case to the end. They have a name which will get the job done, because whoever you're suing, if they don't think your attorney is capable, it's going to be a longer fight. It's going to be a harder fight. Um, and yeah, I would say also pick someone that matches the personality you're okay with dealing with. If you're okay with speaking to a very aggressive, strong person, that's who you should hire. And if you need someone more soft-spoken and easygoing, try and find someone that, is compatible with you, because you're paying them, you're speaking to them, and there is an ongoing relationship there.
Absolutely, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest or advise or give it to a new generation, right? Somebody out of college or somebody still in college and they want to take that route, right? To go help people to on the law side and become an attorney. Would you have a couple of advices to people like because right now it's a little bit unclear. Like is AI technology,
Yeah.
should we go for AI? Should we still become a lawyer if somebody wants to? Because I know this was your dream and you achieved it. How
Right.
what advice would you give a 20 something year old?
I would say if you're not sure, 100% sure if you want to be an attorney and it fits your goals, your mission, your dreams, go work for an attorney. Go intern. You don't even have to get paid, right? It's easier to get hired if you're an intern and it's a non-paying position. See if it's for you. You know,
Mm.
this isn't for everyone, but then again, there's so many aspects and different types of attorneys. Some people are what we can just say push paper all day. They never go to a courtroom. They're just filing paperwork and things like that, making phone calls, right? You have transactional attorneys, for example, real estate, they go to closings, and it's more of a friendly experience. Then you have the litigators, people and that go and fight. So we have adversaries. It's more of an adversarial thing. It's stressful. You have to think on your feet. You have to go to trial. There's deadlines. So go and have that experience. See if this is something you like, something you want to do. I think that that'll answer your question, you
That's
know?
actually a great advice.
Yeah. And I hire interns all the time, summer interns. We kind of show them the ropes and, sometimes we have paid interns. So attorneys will do that. Don't expect to get paid too much, but it's a great starting point. Yeah.
So like with everything, right? Trust but verify in terms of AI. But if somebody needs help with injury case, if somebody needs case with corporate situation, when you say you also take care of that area, or
Right.
somebody wants to become your intern, where would people reach out? Like, do you have a website? Do you have an address? Like, where would people go if they need to contact you professionally or even to be your employee in the future?
So we're on TikTok, Houston Law. We're on Instagram, Houston Law as well, Facebook as well, the same name. My website is houstonlaw.com, USTNLAW.com. Phone number 718-674-6905. Feel free to call. We take all kinds of personal injury cases. Civil litigation, if you're a business and you're having a dispute with another business, suing for money or to force them to give you back something or to make them do something, we can definitely help with that. And
Perfect.
yeah, it's been a
Appreciate
pleasure
it.
speaking with you, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I know you're a very busy man, and I appreciate you
Always
giving this
time for
time
you.
for the
Yeah,
community. I hope all goes well, and appreciate the call.
thank you. Let's do this again.